Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, Merry Christmas to all of you out there. I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, and I hope you had a few wonderful Christmas days. For this week's video, I just wanted to be very relaxed, just do a very cozy video, and I thought, why not show you my favorite cookie recipe. Ever since I'm a child, I've been baking these cookies, and I make them every year again and again because I really like them. So I thought, why not share them with you? But I didn't want the video just to be about cookies because the new year is, well, almost there. I thought, why not just talk about my goals for the next year and my wishes, just have a lovely chat with you guys while I make these Christmas cookies with you. And I'm very excited. I already prepared the dough. I'm going to show you a few pictures and clips. I do have to say, it didn't really go as I thought it would go. I wanted to make it look really nice, but you will see for yourself. It's like, well, egg everywhere basically. So didn't work out aesthetically as I thought, but nevertheless they will taste great. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would be very grateful. But without further ado, let's get to the recipe, and then I'll see you back here in a few minutes. So guys, this is my dough. It's been in the fridge for, I'd say, an hour. At least that's what the recipe says. Alright, there we go. There's our dough. It's nice and hard, but I don't think too hard. So what I usually do is I knead it a little more, just to warm it up a little bit to my touch. So what we do now is we're going to get a little bit of flour. There we go. And just spread it on the table so the dough doesn't stick to the table. Sometimes the dough is a little bit sticky. Well, great English here. No, but sometimes it does tend to stick to the table, so I like to be quite generous with the flour. And I usually take half of the dough because otherwise it's going to be way too big on the table. And again, knead it a little bit. You can be quite rough with the dough. And yeah, just roll it again to a little ball, place it on the table. So the thing is, I don't actually have anything to roll the dough out. I'm not that well equipped, so I'm actually using just like a bottle. This is a bottle of oil. It works the same way, but I just don't have anything else that I can roll the dough out with. So I'm going to use that one. So I usually put a little bit of flour on top of the dough and then just start rolling it out on the table. Sometimes I like to just turn it around, get a little bit more flour, do the other side. And I must say, I like my cookies to be quite thick. I just think it tastes better. I like them if they're not like wet or anything, but I just like them better that way. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I want to talk about my goals for the next year, because I do have a few. So let's start with a big one. I really enjoy doing YouTube videos and being on YouTube, and a huge goal of mine is, of course, like having more subscribers, growing as a channel. If you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you can like get monetized on YouTube, and that really is a big goal of mine for the next year. Actually, I thought it would be incredible if I could like reach 1,000 subscribers on my birthday. That would be very exciting, and my birthday is May 14th, so it's still a few months, and I do have to say I'm really thankful for all of you guys subscribing to my channel and helping me grow. I'm really, really grateful, and I think it's amazing. I mean, imagining 146 people currently when I'm filming this video, just thinking my videos are good and liking my content enough to subscribe to me is incredible, and I'm really grateful, and I just want this project of mine to grow and to just become something bigger even. So this is one of my goals: reach 1,000 subscribers, get monetized in the next year. I know it's a big one, but I mean, if I keep up the hard work, I think I can do it. So yeah, that's one of them. Okay, so I think I've rolled the dough to like the thickness of my preference. So now I'm going to get my cookie cutter. I just have one cookie cutter. So here it is. It's actually quite big. I like it, but I'm just going to use that to cut out my cookies. Okay, actually I forgot a baking tray, so I'm going to quickly get one and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back with my baking tray, and look, I've actually got Christmas baking paper. I love it. So cute, with like a Santa Claus and reindeer, snowflakes, everything good. So I'm just gonna, screen's getting quite full here. Just gonna place it over there so I can put my finished cookies on there. Alright, so another goal of mine is actually to step up my Instagram. I haven't really been very active on Instagram, and I do enjoy taking pictures, so I would love to just post more, take more pictures, do all of that, because I really enjoy it. Just creating more content for you guys, and I really enjoy doing that. So I thought, why not just grow my Instagram and just put a little bit more work into taking pictures. There we go, that one's easy. So goal number 3 for me is I want to actually find a few more baking recipes. So I don't think I've told you about that, but I actually want to have a family baking book that I can give to my children, give to my grandchildren, and that's just gonna be passed down in the family for many years to come. And it should be like an assortment of my favorite recipes. I just love the idea of having these family traditional recipes that we do every year. So I made a huge list with recipes that I want to include in my baking book, and I'm constantly working on finding new recipes and finding good ones, working on the old ones to make them perfect. And I do have to say, this month I think I found like 5 recipes that are really good and that I don't even have to like change anything about. I can just put them in my baking book and they are good to go. So I'm actually quite happy with the progress, but I think next year I do want to find like the majority of recipes. I'm thinking about like having the book filled with around 50 recipes, I'd say. I think that's a good amount, and it should include like everything from biscuits to brownies to macarons or cakes, so like basically everything that I like. And I am quite excited. I do want to take all of the pictures for the recipe book myself. I really wanted to look like a book that you can buy in a bookstore, so it is quite a big project, but I'm very, very excited about it. And let me know if you want to like see the progress and see a video on that, and have a video on what recipes I want to include, which ones I found, anything like that. If you want some more baking content, then do let me know, because it's a passion of mine and I really enjoy doing it. If you're interested, do let me know. So I do need a little bit more flour. Oh, by the way, you should preheat the oven if you do the recipe. The cookies don't take long in the oven, but you should preheat it. You should better do that before you start cutting the cookies. So another goal of mine actually is to find a nice flat to live in with my boyfriend. So we are currently living in a very, very small flat, and well, I would like a bigger one, to be honest. Just one where we have at least 2 rooms where I can have my own workspace, because now we have like everything in one, which is not ideal, let's put it that way. And I would just love to have a flat with maybe even a separate kitchen, 2 rooms, a nice bathroom. That would be perfect. So finding a new flat and furnishing it and decorating it, that's one of the things that I hope we can do in the first half of the year, because I really would enjoy living in a nice space, to be honest. Actually, this time for the recipe, I used only half of the measurements. It's actually double the amount of dough, but I just found it's way too much cookies to eat. So, of course, you can give them to other people, but I'm going to do a lot of baking today. Preparations for Christmas, let's put it that way. So I thought I'm just going to do a few of them. I really hope that next year I can travel a lot more, because this year traveling was just not happening, which I am very sad about. I really want to go to the UK next year for my birthday. I really miss it. I'm half British, half German, but I grew up in Germany. But still, I feel very, very connected to just the UK in general. I do feel like I miss it. I haven't been there for such a long time because of COVID, and I really miss going there. So I am hoping that for my birthday I will find the time to go. That would be incredible. And I really want to see the Harry Potter studios. I did grow up with Harry Potter, and I really do love it. I read the books when I was a child. I saw every movie. So I just want to see it, and it looks amazing on pictures. Okay, so quick question for you. What is your favorite Harry Potter movie? I think for me it has to be the first one. I love it because it's like magical. Everything's new, they're still so tiny and little, and it's just cute in a way, and that's what I like most about it. But I do have to say I really like the 4th one as well, because there are so many different scenes, like the underwater world and the forest, the dragons. So I really, really enjoy that one as well, I do have to say. But yeah, my favorite is the first one. So another thing I really want to tackle next year is actually my feet. I do have a lot of problems with my feet, with my bones just not being like in the right direction. They're basically like that. So they grow like that. And that's not healthy, that's not normal. So I actually plan on getting my feet fixed, because with my job now, I do have to walk a lot. Like, I'm on my feet basically the whole day. And I noticed it's just too hard for my feet. They really hurt, so I do have to get them fixed. So that's my thinking behind it. And as I said, it's just not possible to like continue working like that for me because my feet hurt so much. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm a bit scared about like getting an operation because they basically break my feet. But yeah, another thing I do want to do next year. So another thing I really, really want is to get a cat. I do have to get a bigger flat for that, but I really, really would love to have like a little tiny cute cat. I grew up with cats, so I'm a cat person. I do love dogs, please don't get me wrong, but just having a tiny little cute cat, I don't know, I just think it's cute. So I really, really want to get one next year. Let's see what my boyfriend says. That would be amazing. I would love that. Okay, so I think I'm going to finish up the cookies. When you bake them at 180 degrees and for, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes, really depending on your oven and depending on how you like them. I like them to be quite pale and not like really brown. So yes, I'm going to finish these, put them in the oven, and I'll see you in a second for the decorating part. Alright guys, so I'm back and the biscuits are all cooled down, so now we can actually decorate them. So with the decoration, I don't usually go overboard. I just use icing sugar and dark chocolate, and I think they complement each other very, very nicely. Because the biscuit in itself doesn't really contain that much sugar, I think icing sugar is a necessity, and adding like a little bit of dark chocolate on top, I think it's absolutely perfect. So let's get the cookies. To be honest, I would have had a few more cookies than that, but well, I kind of forgot them in the oven. So I baked them for 12 minutes, and when I had a look, the biscuits in the front just didn't look done enough. So I thought, okay, let's add another 4 minutes. The thing is with my oven, in the back, it bakes way faster than in the front. So when I had a look at the cookies a few minutes later, the front ones looked great, they were alright, but the ones in the back were totally burned, so I had to throw them away. But nevertheless, we can still decorate the rest of the cookies that I have. Let's get going. So here I've got dark chocolate, here is the icing sugar, and I'm gonna put like the finished cookies on the baking tray again so they can dry, basically. So let me take, or maybe I should get another plate because I'm gonna drip all over the place. Alright, there we go. Small little plate. Okay, so let's get decorating. So what I usually do is, because I love icing sugar so much, I do tend to put quite a lot of icing sugar on the cookie and then just sprinkle on top with the, not sprinkle, drizzle? I think drizzle is the word. The chocolate on top. I always have problems finding the right icing sugar consistency. I think this one is all right, but still, it's like still running down the cookie, but it's quite thick. Well, they are homemade, they don't have to be perfect. I would actually love to do like a cookie decorating course. I think that would be so much fun. So maybe next year I will do that and learn how to properly decorate cookies, because this is a disaster right now. It's dripping. Okay, let's put some chocolate on. So usually I just really go over it like that, and I love it. I think it's so nice, and I think it looks really, really nice. I'm not going to show you now because I think it's going to drip and get quite destroyed, but I'm going to show you when they're dry. The thing about decorating cookies, you're always like full of icing sugar and chocolate at the end, but I don't mind, I love it. I loved it as a child and I still love it today. So every year I do my Christmas cookies. I mean, they're not really Christmas cookies, you can do them whenever you like, but I do tend to make them around Christmas. Okay, so we were talking about goals, weren't we? Another goal I have for next year is that I want to finish my like short stories that I'm writing. So I want to make a children's audio book, and one day also like an illustrated children's book for my own kids, and also just to sell. I think it would be really, really cute. So I actually started writing stories for that. When I grew up, I loved witches. I still do. I always say the next life that I'm gonna live, I'm gonna be a little witch. So I really, really enjoy them. And when I was a kid, I had like a CD about witches. I actually had more than one CD, and I loved it. I really loved the stories. They were just short stories about witches, and I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to do an audiobook, I do want it to be about witches. So I'm currently working on that, and I did write a few stories, but I really want to finish them next year and maybe even get like recording. That would be very exciting. But yeah, that's another project, as well as like the baking book. That's a very private project that I just want to do for fun and want to do because I love writing, because I love baking. It's really just an extension of my hobby, I think, but I really enjoy doing that. You can't not like eat the icing sugar off your fingers, can you? Well, I can't. Apart from writing, I also love reading, and I feel like I've kind of neglected that this year. I didn't really read too much, and I would like for it to be like a healthy mix. I want to read like novels and light literature, but I also want something to educate myself. So Cookbooks, I love cookbooks. All kinds of reading I think would be great, but I just want to do more of it. So that's another goal. Come on, stop dripping. There's way too much on it. Never mind. They don't look as pretty as I imagined them, but they taste very well. Okay, let's try to make the next one very pretty, shall we? Gonna be tough, but let's see. I think the icing sugar is actually quite a good consistency. I'm surprised. I'm gonna let it drip a little bit so it's not too much chocolate. I want a fine line. Well, never mind. I tried. I am actually quite interested to hear about your Christmas. To be honest, Christmas is just my favorite holiday of the year. I love it. I love the coziness. I love just the overall vibe. I love giving presents. I do like receiving them as well, but I really enjoy giving presents and putting time and effort and thought into the gifts I give. And this year is actually the first year where I'm doing like a proper Christmas dinner on my own. And I am quite nervous, to be honest. But well, I hope I'm well prepared. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just making an effort, I think, is what counts, and like the outcome is what it is, but it's about giving love and thoughtfulness and not about being perfect, I think. Alright guys, so I'm quickly going to finish decorating the rest of these biscuits, and I'll see you in the end to reveal my beautiful, made with love, homemade biscuits. So these are my homemade cookies. I think you can tell that they're homemade, but I really like them that way. You could put a lot of decoration on it, but I just like them very plain, very simple. Chocolate icing sugar, perfect for me. And I think they taste really, really nice that way. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope you enjoyed this week's video. I know it was a more like cozy and laid back one, but I do hope that you're going to try out the biscuits, see for yourself if you like them. For me, they're definitely going to be part of my baking book that I mentioned earlier on. So I really hope you're going to have a lovely week and a happy new year, because it's New Year next week already. So that's that. Happy New Year. And I'll see you for next week's video. Goodbye.